What's going on, friends? We're back at Palmer. This is the second year of track days for me and some of my friends. So we're going to do a different style video today, which is I'm going to voice over a full session. I'll probably, pipe in and out, so that way you can also hear just some raw sounds without me blabbing over the whole thing. So new bike this time out, which is great. I had a Ducati Hyper Motard before. It was a 2016, just a regular old street bike that I bought off my friend for $5,000. But after a year of track duty, it wasn't cutting the mustard. So found a 2022 KTM 890R Duke off Facebook Marketplace for $7,000. So scooped it up, and here we are. So this is Blue Group, first session of the day. So we're likely going to have some riding behind the instructor. I believe the first two laps of the first session are follow the leader. So I usually, or at least I should, take this time to do all the things that I don't get to do when I'm trying to ride at full speed, which is check my lines, check my body position, practice passing. Well, obviously you can't pass during the first two follow the leader laps, but do all the things that you don't get to do when you are truly trying to focus solely on producing a maximum lap time. The follow the leader sessions are so much easier, so much more chill. So, find your brake markers, find your markers for determining your line and whatnot. But right now, I'm feeling out the bike. I moved from a 180/55 rear to it's still, the front is still a 120/70 R17, but the rear, I stepped up to slicks from Metzler, and the rear is a 180/60. So the 60 profile is a taller tire. It has more of an egg shape, and it has way more of a radius at the edges. So I have a lot more lean angle, a lot more corner grip. That's just the only 180 tire that Metzler makes. So you can run these without warmers, but I didn't really like the idea of that, especially because, you can. They're technically an SC3 because Pirelli owns Metzler, but I didn't know how confident I would feel with them, especially because Cyclesmith only has you run 15-minute sessions, which is fine. It's enough time, but if I have to spend a lap or two warming them up, that's half of my session gone. So I just got warmers off Facebook Marketplace as well. Facebook Marketplace, the GOAT. So, but yeah, here we are coming onto the front straight. We must only be doing like 80 miles an hour right here. So, but yeah, so these are the tires. You can see the front end, front tire. They've got little holes on the sides and throughout the center tread, where the tread would be, in the carcass of the tire, to let you know when your tread is getting low. So I'm just getting used to slicks at this point, but the tip in is a lot better on a 180/60 versus a 180/55. Also, the 180 is not really a 180. Metzler's 180 is actually 190 millimeters wide. So, go figure. But, yeah. Other than that, the bike was all new to me. So, I spent a lot of time trying to mentally figure out where the limits were. How do I get my, my feet situated, my body situated? How do I get feeling comfortable with the bike as soon as possible? But, yeah, right here I'm just remembering, gotta keep your arms loose. you keep your upper body loose. Don't put too much pressure on the bars. Obviously, don't grip them, death grip style. Just keep everything loose, upper body loose. You want your lower body to be your anchor, and your upper body just to nice and gently maneuver the controls. So sometimes I have to do what's called Flappy Bird to remember, which is a shout out to Fred McCullough at Fishtail for the tip. This is turn 9 at Palmer, which is slightly banked, has some nice camber to it, and if you run above the seam and then you make a quick pivot and then shoot back down towards, it's a double apex corner, but towards the exit, it's a lot of fun taking turn 9 at speed. But this right here, 11, 12, 13, and 14, this area is my biggest handicap for this reason. If you'll see my legs, my feet are shuffling around. I'm literally trying to do a tap dance to get my body to move over from left to right. And that is costing me tons of time in that last section, that last sector. Turns 11, 12, 13. 14, huge weakness for me. So, but anyway, I'll shut up now. I'll leave you guys alone for a lap, and I'll come back later. So what you guys just watched was a 2:01:58, which my previous best at Palmer all year, last year, and then when I was here at Palmer in May for 2 days, and then in June, my previous best was a 1:58:11 last year, and this year's was a 1:59 something. It was like a low 1:59. So 1:58, 1:59, that was like me feeling good, feeling hooked up on DOT street tires and a Ducati Hypermotard. And this, obviously you can see right now, like there's tons of traffic. It's the very first session of the day. Everybody's still feeling out their bike, feeling out their tires. Nobody's fully confident yet, including myself. I'm still on a brand new machine, brand new tires, never ridden slicks before, never ridden this bike before. Side note, I look over and I see this guy and I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'll give you the corner. But yeah, some people are going slow, some people are looking to make passes. The first session of the day is always a total grab bag. But to run a 2:01 on the third lap, the first like free lap after the follow the leader, to run a 2:01 on a bike that's completely new to me, I thought it was pretty impressive. The lap time isn't impressive. I'm not proud of a 2:01, but But I thought it was funny that a totally disjointed first lap of the day ended up being pretty close to my all-time best on the bike I used to own. So the ceiling on the Duke 890R is much, much higher, and I'm totally in love with the bike already. At this point, I'm already giggling in my helmet, just so infatuated. But I'm also just a little bit afraid of the thing because it's just so much more raw than the Hypermotard. The Ducati was such a road bike, so great, comfortable, tons of torque, super fun, will bring the wheel up in most of the gears, just made you ride like a total hooligan, right? But at the track, if operating it, near its limit, which its limit was rather attainable, right? It basically had about 100 horsepower. It didn't necessarily love to be leaned over super far. The street tires I had on it were not super grippy. It wasn't really purpose built for the track by any means. But I could tell that the 890R is just such a different beast. So this is one of the most fun corners as well. Turn 7, you have a fast right-hander. Turn 6, and there's this drop in elevation down into turn 7 as it sweeps down and to the left. The view is spectacular, and the G-forces that it puts on your body are incredible. So, but pretty much anywhere in Palmer, you could plop me anywhere on this track, and I'll be super happy, super excited. It's just a truly awesome place to be. Super gorgeous, very competitive in terms of it's challenging, I should say. It's a challenging track. We've been to Club Motorsports, and really that's it. Those are the only 2 tracks we've really ever been to, me and my friends. But Palmer is much more challenging. So super happy to finish this one out. With a decent time, just getting warmed up, getting the tires warm, shaking the bike down, and I had a great time. The thing looks amazing, by the way. So that's it. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.